What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you my recent progression for my free-to-play Shura. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to see more ROX content in the future. Now let's get started. First on our list is the stat point distribution. As you all know, my main stat point for my Heavy Knuckles Shura is Agi. And since my Agi stat is already maxed out, I am now putting all my stat points to Strength. Now there are two options available here. You can either put your remaining stat points to Strength or Vitality. Strength will increase your physical attack as well as your inventory capacity, while Vitality will increase your HP and your survivability. So this is basically dependent on the player's preference. Now, let's talk about the equipment of my Shura. As of the moment, my weapon and accessories are blue equipment, which activates the Ferocity set effect. This set effect is really good in increasing your DPS, especially in PvE. For my armors, I'm using the level 80 Dracula set because of the set effect, which also increases my DPS. However, if you are more focused in PvP, the best armor set is still the Murphy set, while the next best armor set for PvP is the level 70 Moonlight set, which can remove debuffs as its set effect. For my talisman, I'm still using the Vesper Core talisman because of how high the anti-crit of monsters in my current level. In my level range, you need to have at least a 160 final crit in order to have a steady flow of critical damage. So make sure to keep that in mind, especially if you are a crit build like me. However, once I exceed that required final crit for my level range, I will probably switch to the Certificate Talisman. Now let's move on to the cards that I'm using right now. With the cards that I have right now, my final physical damage bonus is at 91%, fire enhancement at 82%, and my final crit damage at 455%. Also, as you can see, I don't really have any armor cards as of the moment, which is why my HP is very low. That will be my next target in the following months, and that is to increase my HP by adding more HP cards as well as upgrading my armors. For my Awakening tiers, my Upgrade Awakening is still at tier 5, my Enchant Awakening is also now at tier 5, my Refine Awakening is still at tier 2. As you can see, I haven't really been doing any refining videos ever since the worst refining session I had a few months ago. The reason for this is not really that I'm scared in refining again, but simply because I focused on other aspects of my progression. If you remember, in my last progression video, my Enchant Awakening was only at tier 1. Now, I was able to increase that to tier 5.
Nice.
I've also been saving up my crystals for cards. That is why I was able to increase my fire enhancement to 82%. This is one of the reasons why I really like ROX compared to other Ragnarok games, simply because there are a lot of ways to improve or progress your character.
That's so true.
But don't worry, I think I will be aiming to achieve the Refining Awakening tier 3 in the succeeding months. So more refining videos coming soon. Now, let's go to the skills of my Shura. Oh, and by the way, before I forget about this topic, I remember a few months ago that there was a topic about when will the players feel the power spike for the Monk job class. And I'm pretty sure that you will see the power spike once you reach the Shura class.
Yeah!
This is simply because of the Rising Dragon and Crescent Elbow skills. The Rising Dragon will increase your Spirit Spheres to 10, which basically doubles your damage output, while the Crescent Elbow skills increases your final crit and crit damage bonus. So to my fellow Heavy Knuckles monk out there, keep grinding and aim for the Shura job class.
Yes, sir.
Now, going back to our skills, for the Acolyte job class, I'm only using the Blessing, Increase Agility, and Kyrie skills. For the Monk class, it is important to max out the Iron Fist, Call Spirits, Zen, Critical Explosion, Triple Attack, and Torrential Rain skills. Now, if you're still in the Monk class, I would not advise the use of the combo build, because you will feel the animation delay of these skills. The only time you can lessen the animation delay is when you reach the Champion class. You need to max out the Flash Combo skill, which lessens that delay when doing combo skills. Another skill that is important in the Champion class is the Gentle Touch skill, which is basically your skill to recover your Spirit Spheres. Now, when you reach the Shura class, you will have two options. Either go for the Gate of Hell build or the combo build. This will be dependent on the player's preference. As mentioned before, the Rising Dragon and Crescent Elbow skills are very important skills to boost your DPS. The Extraordinary skill, Steel Body, and Curse Circle skills are both good for PvE and PvP, while the Howling of Lion skill is a good AoE skill for the Shura. For my Shadow equipment, it's still the same as what you've seen in my last progression video. My Shadow equipment is still at level 5 and I haven't been really prioritizing the upgrade of my Shadow equipment. Although I will show you the skills that I am using for my combo build. In addition to that, I'm also planning to level up my Shadow equipment soon in order for me to increase my Gate of Hell DPS. For the pet, it's also the same as what I have shown you guys in my last video. The pet that I'm currently using is the Yo-Yo pet, which is probably the best pet for crit builds of any class. Now that we've covered my stats, equipment, and skills, let me show you the current DPS of my Shura. Now, you might be wondering why I am only using a level 6 Gate of Hell skill. This is because if you are a solo player and has not yet reached level 8 in your Shadow equipment, you will not be able to maximize the DPS of a level 10 Gate of Hell skill. Let me show you the DPS of a level 6 versus a level 10 GOH. As you can see, the DPS of a level 6 Gate of Hell is higher than the level 10. Now the big question is, why? This is because your Spirit Sphere's recovery cannot keep up with the level 10 GOH skill's cooldown. If you are using level 10, your skill cooldown is only 0.5 seconds. Now that is really fast. And if you haven't reached the level 8 shadow equipment, wherein you can improve your Spirit Sphere recovery, your Spirit Spheres will not be able to keep up with the GOH cooldown.
Come on, man!
Which is why using level 6 is the most optimal level for the Gate of Hell skill when you are a solo player. The cooldown for the level 6 Gate of Hell skill is 3 seconds, which is good enough to allow your character to recover your Spirit Spheres.
Thank you.
Now, you might be wondering if there are other ways to utilize the level 10 Gate of Hell skill other than upgrading your shadow equipment. The answer to that is you need to have an Archbishop in your party.
What?
Why? Because the Archbishop can use the Sacrament skill, which can lower the fixed cooldown time of party members. What does that mean? It means that your Spirit Sphere recovery skill cooldown time will be lessened, thus allowing your Shura to gain Spirit Spheres at a faster rate. I will create a separate video on this because at the time of my recording, there are no available Archbishop in my friend list and guild, which is why I wasn't able to include this in the video. Now let me show you my combo build DPS. And that's it for today's video. I'm hoping that I was able to share some of my knowledge to you with regards to the Shura job class. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more ROX content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. GG!
You're a superhero.